Did you know a young boy drowned here?
People go missing around here, they're gone for good.
His name was Jason. He was my son. Oh my God. And today is his birthday.
And cut.
You have this iconic character, Jason Voorhees, and it was a great jumping off point for us to take this character and think of a way to reintroduce him to a new audience and the old audience.
When you decide to do a Friday the 13th movie, one of the first decisions you have to make is he supernatural or isn't he? And if he's not supernatural, and he's always appearing in places, you have to root that in reality in some way. And we felt that the easiest way to do that was that there are tunnels under this camp, and that's how things happen.
One of my first comments was, create an underground, you know, something claustrophobic, an old mine shaft, something like that, and have them operate from there.
You walk on stage, and there's 150 feet of tunnels, and Jason's lair, which is right here, and you can't believe that you're on a soundstage.
He's an anti-hero. He's something, you're rooting for Jason most of the time. I mean, he's the one constant in these films that everybody comes back to see.
I think people latch on to the Jason character so much. He's become such an iconic horror character because he's essentially a victim. And all of us can relate to what happened to him, whether, you know, you were teased or picked on in school, and he gets his revenge, which you shouldn't do the way that Jason does.
No! No, no! Oh, come on. I mean, if you're gonna get axed by somebody, it's, you know, Jason. You know, who else would you want to be killed by?
It's all backstory because really what you do when you do a movie like this is you say, what is it about the mythology that makes people want to make it and watch it over and over and over again?
Originally, him drowning because people were making out. It was a sexual act, so the mother flips out.
They should have been watching him every minute.
Boom! I believe that head fucking just rolled.
Then the mother gets killed, he sees it, so he blames it on sex.
And act.
Oh, God.
It's authentic to who Jason is and the person he is and the character that's been created for the past 30 years.
My character, some other characters, I think we do things that he just sees red. And when he sees red, Jason is, you know, slashing some throats.
Why does this guy do what he does, and where did he develop these skills?
I love making Jason smart and then our hero, you know, smarter.
Help! We got officers down! My keys are gone. Where are my keys?
I think that getting inside Jason's head and seeing how he sort of sets up these kids, they're not just busting through a wall and chopping up with a machete, but really plotting something, you know, horrible. Horrible? Is that a word?
It is now.
That's exciting.
The script is so good, it makes Jason smart. And that scares the shit out of me as a fan. I can't wait to play. Like, wait. That guy just set them up to, holy shit. Oh, I can't wait.
He's using your friend as bait. He wants us to go out there.
It is an interesting journey that he turns into this incredibly powerful, maniacal killer.
I remember Drew, Michael, and myself sitting around and saying, does he walk or run? Does he walk? And we'd go back and forth. And once you decide that Jason runs, and once you decide that Jason is a hunter, and he's not an idiot who can't do anything and he's living off the land, he is a physically fit specimen. There was a specific body type that we wanted.
We're making him more nimble. Oh, gosh. You know, he's built. In fact, there's a torso over here. This is one of the skins, unpainted. He's basically kind of sinewy, thin. He's going to have scars on him. We're going to utilize a lot of Derek's form. It's a very thin piece, so it'll move real freely whenever Derek moves and pushes his chest out, hunches his back. It'll translate through this really nicely.
If I flex my abs, you can see it. So when you get to breathing, and it looks a little weird and natural depending upon what you do with it.
This is a maquette. So this is basically that character right there. Like, this was a very early design idea for the bagged head look. When he has his this kind of cloth hooded look, kind of loosely based on part 2. And instead of just the potato sack, Tim came up with a really cool wrap idea after talking with Marcus and figuring out a design. It's something a little artsy design, but kind of haphazardly put together as well.
Since this is a restart, you had to start with sort of Jason's origin. He started with that hood.
We decided early on that we didn't want to create something that people were not used to seeing. We just thought if we could make it a little bit cooler, we would leave that to Scott to figure out, and I think that Scott did. He just colored it and aged it, and the shape of it looks fantastic.
Send emails to the producers and go, do you want to see his mask or his sack? And they'd go, well, what are you talking about? Because there are many versions of mask. There's his face, which could be, considered a mask, his makeup. There's his hockey mask. And then there's his sack. So I'd send him photos of his sack all the time.
We had started with the sack head, and it was so creepy. I didn't need much to get to that point that day. I mean, it's very creepy. It's just like the one eye, and yeah.
How's that? Is that all right?
Mm-hmm. To see him on set it's enough to give you chills. Like, there's nothing nice about the way he looks, the way he walks, the way he moves his body. Jason is terrifying.
It's so surreal to me that I'm actually playing the character myself, being a fan, just seeing the character on the monitor. It's weird because I'm thinking what I'm thinking for myself inside the mask, but then I see it outside. I'm like, that's Jason. Oh, is that me? It's so wild.
Derek's an incredibly physical guy and a wonderful physical storyteller.
Derek is pretty much the nicest person I've ever met, so it's ironic that he's doing such an amazing job playing this character.
This is the best Jason yet, guaranteed. Guaranteed, by far.
It's crazy. We were actually talking about that the other day, just how iconic the movies are, and the whole symbol of the hockey mask. And my grandfather used to chase around my little cousins around the house wearing a hockey mask.
For most days, when he has his signature mask look, which is right here, this is what Derek will look like. That'll be his mask look.
It's a little different. I just took the elements that I liked and put them together and re-sculpted it from scratch. And then took the sculpture and molded it, made a stone copy, and polished it and sanded it even more.
The sack is only seen for a few scenes, I think the first 5 or 6 kills. Then Jason gets rid of that for the hockey mask. Poor Donnie. We'll go visit Donnie inside. He's sitting on a table right now. Donnie makes some bad decisions and loses his head over it, and Jason gets a mask.
If you're going to do this movie, you got to show him putting on that hockey mask.
It was exciting for us to actually craft that moment, where he discovers the mask. He never really had that in part 3. I mean, it was almost incidental.
A lot of people don't even realize that Jason really didn't show up until the last shot of the first movie and didn't put on the hockey mask until part 3.
Okay, so here's a young man, Donnie, the Donnie character. Yeah, this is how he gets it. He finds his little toy, the hockey mask, and Jason gives him the old grab him by the head, and he then takes the mask off, drops the head, so Donnie's head will take a tumble, but that's Donnie.
Well, in this scene, I just got done harvesting a bunch of marijuana that I found over in the woods there, which is pretty sweet, and I go in and start rolling up a J, reading some of my porno magazines that I love whacking to, and and then old Mr. Mr. Derek comes in, Jason Voorhees.
The original mask scene had Jason coming down the stairs with 2 cans of kerosene and discovering Donnie with that mask, that hockey mask on his face. And it felt to us that there was no build-up to it. No suspense, really. It's just a matter of waiting for that kill. And we wanted that one to feel different, so that's why we went back and spent a whole day reshooting it. So what you're gonna watch now is the original scene as it was intended.
Set. Okay, ready and action.
Oh, shit. No, you don't need that, man.